And, all right. Good evening, nerds around the world. Welcome to episode 2 of Nerds United One Cineverse. This is the show on our Nerds United One 1.5 channel. This is the show where we bring you the latest in the world of movie news, and plus we will give you an insight to what it all means. I'm your host, Christopher N. Miller, and you probably see me on the main show, Nerds United One, for some time now, along with Caleb Tufts and Paul English. And of course, joining me on this episode is, of course, you may know him. He frequently is on the show as well. Is Mr. Jack Firm. Jack, how are you, sir?
Good. I'm happy to be here.
All right, great. It's great having you, man. It's great having you on the show. All right. And the first item we're going to talk about on the show today is the passing of actor Christopher Lee. And Christopher Lee was an actor who played mainly in horror films, mostly of the Hammer brand, where he played Dracula and Frankenstein's monster in several of their films, and even, I believe, played the Mummy at one point. And he was known later in his career for playing Saruman in the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and also Count Dooku in the Star Wars prequels. Christopher Lee died on June 7th at the age of 93 at the Royal Borough of Kensington and Chelsea in London. And Lee's agent said that his family declined to give any information about his passing, to provide more more details. And Christopher Lee was truly an icon, and I think an underrated talent. And I'm certainly shocked by his passing. He truly was, he truly was a consummate professional all around. Jack, what do you thought about the passing of Christopher Lee?
It was sad. I didn't really know who he was when I was reading the articles, and it's like, oh, you saw him on. He was like Count Dooku, and I was like, oh, now I kind of know who this guy is. But it's always sad when you lose people.
Oh yeah, definitely. Of course, you release something like Christopher Lee, but especially one that so revered among movie fans. Yeah, it's been pretty. It can be pretty tough, especially with this week. We lost many other icons, and also the next item we'll talk about in the world of the next item we'll talk about on the show is the synopsis for the Batman v Superman trailer, which was unveiled at the Las Vegas Licensing Expo in 2015, and Warner Brothers released a plot synopsis for the film, which doesn't release until March 25th of next year. And I myself kind of questioned the accuracy of it. I mean, I don't know if this is actually what the film will be about. But here's how it's follows. It says, quote, fearing the actions of a godlike superhero left unchecked by Gotham City's unformidable, forceful vigilante takes on Metropolis's most revered modern-day savior, while the world wrestles with what sort of hero it really needs. And with Batman and Superman at war with one another, a new threat quickly arises, putting mankind in greater danger than has ever been known before. I mean, it's unclear at this point what the new threat is. I mean, it may turn out to be Jesse Eisenberg, Lex Luthor character. It may turn out to be a character that has not been known at this point, or they've been saving at this point. I kind of like the synopsis. It doesn't give much away. I mean, I'm not trying to find out. I'm trying to find this right now as little about this movie as I possibly could. I just want to know what it's about. I mean, I question its authenticity. I mean, hopefully, this is actual confirmation what the movie's about. I'm waiting to see how they. I'm waiting to see how they bring these two characters together. I'm gonna go a little bit nervous, but at the same time, but about the synopsis, questioning how real it is. But if this is actually what the film is about, I'm liking what I'm hearing. What about you, Jack? What about?
Well, like you, I'm a little nervous about this movie and the whole DC cinematic universe as a whole. But as for the synopsis, I really like the synopsis, and I think the new threat is going to be Doomsday. There's been a lot of rumors that came out like a couple of months ago, and now they're popping back up now. So I think Doomsday is going to be the new threat because I know Luthor's in the movie. But when they said, a greater threat than the world has ever known, Luthor is not a bigger threat than Zod. So I think it's got to be somebody like Doomsday.
You could be right about that. Like I said, like another big studio release, Star Wars: The Force Awakens, which we will talk about later in the show. We know. We don't have a real idea about what this movie could be about. We don't. They are safeguarding this movie. Tight. It's tighter than anything that's ever known. And I understand their need to safeguard the secrets of this film. With me, it's just I'm so excited for this movie, but yet at the same time, I want to know I want to know everything about this film as possible because I love these characters. I'm so excited they're going to be on the screen. Live action instead of just seeing them in the cartoon we've been offered for so many years. Just they know they can't mess up on this.
And I think it would make sense for them to use Doomsday because that could be something that could bring Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and the rest of the Justice League together to maybe fight Doomsday, and that could be what brings them together. Because that would be a big enough threat for all of them to come together.
Or maybe see the thing about Doomsday is just thing I think they might, the thing about Doomsday, to me, you could be right about that. You could be right.
I just hope one of the rumors about Doomsday's origin isn't true, that the Lex Luthor is going to make it using Zod's body, which I don't like, because then I feel like we're just having, another superpowered Zod instead of Doomsday. But I do think they need to update his origin for the film if they use him, because his is kind of weird. And I don't think regular moviegoers who aren't comic fans would get it and be confused.
I'm with you on that one. I think that's a lazy. I think that's a really dumb. I think that's a really dumb choice. To if they go with that, they just they confront the Rick Mason's on. There's something terribly wrong about that. And he's, of course, from the comic, he's a more monster from the depths of ancient Graviton. He's just I'm hoping they come up with get something truly sinister, in the way, because this is the title, Dawn of Justice, Dawn of Justice. Dawn of the beginning of the Justice League. It's basically a Justice League prequel.
Yeah.
Okay, another item we will discuss in movie news is the casting of Chris Hemsworth as the receptionist in Paul Feig's upcoming Ghostbusters reboot. And Chris Hemsworth, is known to us as Thor from the 4 films, and he'll be joining Melissa McCarthy, Kristen Wiig, Kate McKinnon, Leslie Jones in this film, which is going to be due out next summer. I like this choice. I like Chris Hemsworth. You know, I mean, of course, I like him as Thor. You know, I think he's a really solid actor. You know, I definitely think he's got the comedic chops for it. I think he can be a real. I can see him be like a real douchey, snarky kind of type of receptionist, kind of, you know, trying to get his way. I mean, she's probably going to dig. I mean, trying to get under the skins of this new team of Ghostbusters, you know. And from what I've seen from the Vacation sequel, I say yeah. I say they got the right person for this part. What about you, Jack? What about you? What's your opinion about Chris Hemsworth being cast in this role?
I don't really like it, but I'm a huge Chris Hemsworth fan. I'm just not excited for this movie, and I think them getting him as just a reception is just stupid. I mean, you're gonna get Thor, one of the buffest people, and he's just gonna sit in a chair and type and be a receptionist. That makes no sense. And then I'm not excited for this movie. You know, the whole female cast, and then you got Melissa McCarthy, who I'm not a fan of, and then it's like, that's what you're doing with the Ghostbusters, and then you're gonna get Thor again, and he's like, well, I'm just gonna type here, and it's like, and answer phones. So you have a big dude, and he's just gonna sit and answer phones. How does that make sense? So I'm not excited for this film, and I'm wondering why Chris would even do this movie.
I mean, I'm not jumping for joy at his casting. I mean, I think it's a good fit, you know, for him. You know, I mean, like I said, I'm wary. I mean, I'm really wary. I mean, about you know where they're going with this, and it's been like over 26 years since the last Ghostbusters film came out. You know, I mean, there isn't always there claiming for this thing. I mean, I'm as nervous as you know, and especially with I think with the talk of Dan Aykroyd, you know, a while back saying we're going to make a Ghostbusters cinematic universe. I'm like, you're joking, right? You're joking, right? I mean, yeah, we, you know, these characters have an absence from like movie screens for like over 25 years. Mm-hmm. But you know, you don't need to like saturate it like all sorts of media with these characters again. And then yeah, we want more of this. Just like don't give us too much of it. You know?
Not everything needs to be a cinematic universe, which studios are clamming for, even when they're terrible ideas.
Exactly. I mean, we're nervous as this is now. People are nervous as it is now about. I mean, if they're going to do it right. I mean, of course, with the Russo brothers making a third Ghostbusters movie with Channing Tatum. You know, I mean, I like the Russo brothers. I mean, they knocked it out of the park with Captain America: The Winter Soldier. I mean, like I said, you know, with these upcoming films. I mean, there's a bit of trepidation because, like, I'm not sure, you know, this is they're gonna do this right, you know. Okay, and also another item we're going to be talking about is the release of the Independence Day 2 poster, which was also at the Las Vegas licensing expo, you know, and this comes, and of course, you know, this is the second film. This is the second film in the Independence Day franchise. You know, it comes 20 years after, you know, the events of the first film. You know, the poster to me seems a little bit generic. You know. I mean, it's a nice tease for us, you know. It's a nice tease for us, you know. I mean, it's a little bit of a glimpse, you know, about what's going to happen in the film. You know, I mean, the first Independence Day is pretty good, cheap, pretty good popcorn fun, you know. I'm anxious to see what the characters have been up to 20 years. I mean, after, you know, what happened with the first film, you know. Like I said, it's not a terrific poster, you know. I mean, it's okay. I mean, they're good. They do a good good job, and
Well, we don't even know if this is the final poster. This might just be like a kind of an announcement for the licensing next stuff.
Yeah,
but
this is like a tease. This is like a little tease.
Yeah, and then the synopsis that came out about it sounded interesting, about all the world, all the countries uniting and using this alien technology.
Okay,
sounded interesting. The poster was okay, but the thing I liked the most was they changed the name to Independence Day 2 instead of Independence Forever Part 1 and Part 2, which I think was just a stupid title and a stupid idea.
Yeah, like I said in the review, it's just like, I thought the poster was okay. The synopsis was okay. It'll be interesting to see where these characters are in these past 20 years.
And I'm happy.
Huh? Oh.
And I'm really happy that Will Smith is not in it, because I'm kind of over him at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, especially with what's going on with Will these days, especially with, with the demand of the $50 million paycheck he asked for. It's like, he's like, no, go, please. I mean,
so I was really happy when the writers and the producers of the movie said, we don't need you. We can make this movie without you, and we're going to.
Exactly. It's just like, exactly. They don't really need to waste their time with that. But like I said, poster's okay. We're really looking forward to seeing it. Okay, and also another item discussed. Another news item we're just going to discuss is that Star Wars, the upcoming movie in the Star Wars saga, Star Wars: The Force Awakens, will have a panel during San Diego's Comic-Con from July 9th through the 12th, and the panel will be in Hall H on Friday, July 10th. It says Lucasfilm president and producer Kathleen Kennedy, director J.J. Abrams, writer Lawrence Kasdan, and special guests provide a special look at Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Woo! Woo! You can say I'm excited. You can say I'm excited for this whole thing. We got two fantastic teaser trailers for this movie so far. We have no idea what the movie's about. I'm so happy that they decided to make a panel for this thing. With Marvel and with their whole the whole BS, it's like saying they're not going to have a panel this year. It's just like it's really upsetting. It's just like we expect like more stuff coming in from the Marvel camp, and with DC, what they're going to do. I mean, I'm really interested to see what DC has in store for us. But the Star Wars: The Force Awakens, man, woo, you got me. Jumping for joy, and say the special guest. Wonder who those people are going to be. Like I said, really stoked that they're going to Star Wars: The Force Awakens is going to have a panel. Jack, what are your thoughts about the Star Wars?
I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, but it makes a lot of sense for them to have a Hall H panel, especially now because Disney owns them and Marvel is not going to be there.
Yeah.
So it makes sense for them to put in another big gun, which can take away from DC's announcement and then kind of boost Disney and Marvel up a little by saying, we're all together because we're all owned by Disney. And is it just going to be for The Force Awakens, or are they doing anything about the spinoffs? Do they have a director for the spinoff? Because I know Josh Trank left. I don't know if they found another one after him.
From what I know, I mean, they're only doing a panel for The Force Awakens. I mean, I would like for them to do a panel for the upcoming spinoffs, but it's just going to be for The Force Awakens. I mean, we know. Then there's some rumor flying around that they might show like a teaser. I mean, not a teaser, some footage, a scene or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't really know. I mean, but for as far as I know, we're going to be hearing stuff about The Force Awakens at this upcoming convention. And the last item we're going to discuss on the show today is that Lionsgate has picked up a new Robin Hood movie called Robin Hood Origins. And Robin Hood Origins will be a Batman Begins-X take on the Robin Hood legend. It will be and it says the plot is as follows. Described as an origin story, this new take on the folk hero Robin Hood finds him returning from the Crusades to discover a Sherwood forest ripe with corruption and evil. Teaming with a band of outlaws, he takes matters into his own hands to set things right with very little merrymaking on the way. This is an interesting spin on this tale, which has been passed from the time it was first from its inception. And what we hear, there are many other versions of Robin Hood that are in the works from many studios, and this is the best one they feel they have to offer. I mean, yeah, this sounds like something that's been done before. I mean, what I'm hearing is going to be a grittier, more darker, more edgy. I think a more edgier version of this character. I mean, I like it. I'm anxious to see. I'm anxious to see this film. I'm really looking forward to seeing it. It's like the only Robin Hood project right now that I'm looking forward to. Jack, what are your thoughts about,
It seems pretty interesting, and there's a lot of studios. I think there's 2 or 3 that are. I know Sony's doing one, and then I think another two or another studio are doing another Robin Hood. But it seems like this one from Lionsgate is. They want to go full throttle on this and have it come out before the others, which is a good idea. And this one sounds interesting, much better than Sony's idea of a cinematic Robin Hood universe, which is just stupid. But this sounds really interesting, and it sounds interesting that the Batman Begins kind of darker tone, and I like the description, so that seems interesting.
Yeah, it definitely is. And then this is just like the claim of the studios, remaking, doing films based on older properties, it can be quite exhausting at times. But this one seems like an interesting approach. And it's interesting, and even in this approach, I mean, I only seen about 3 versions of the Robin Hood tale, and that's one from the movie from the Golden Age of Hollywood. Warner Brothers did in 1938, starring Errol Flynn, who was one of the stars of the time, great, and it's famous, hailed as considered a great movie swashbuckler, and also the Disney version that they did back in the 70s, which I grew up with, and also the Robin Hood Prince of Thieves version, the version with Kevin Costner, which I thought was a good version, but I think they went a little too far. Some areas. I haven't seen the Ridley Scott version. I mean, I hear people not too thrilled with it. This new version gives me hope. All right, folks. That's all the items we have in the world of movie news. Thank you so much for joining us. And like I said, we are here. I mean, I will do the show for every Thursday every Thursday. Of course, you can see our main show, which we're doing on Monday nights around 7 or 8. And I also like to thank the person who's joining me for this show, Mr. Jack Finn. Thank you for joining me, sir. It's a pleasure.
Thanks for having me. It's a lot of fun, and I hope I come back.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely invite you back in the future, buddy. Like I said, you can see all our main shows, on this show. Paul's got Caleb's got his show Blu-ray Thursdays. Paul's got his show Wednesdays on the silver screen. Always got his countdown show, and Nikki Andrews has got his comics course and his comic book show that he's doing. So make sure you see all of our new content on this channel, or check out the main show also on YouTube. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us. And until next time, bye-bye.